plan export from Eclipse to PerFraction for RT-led QA builds on the previous content covered in the module PerFraction-specific QA measurement on the linear accelerator, so please ensure this is complete before proceeding. This module deals specifically with the Eclipse planning system and the process in New South Wales, and it will be fully assessed online with no practical assessment relating to this topic. This module will outline the processes to be followed when evaluating and exporting a radiotherapy plan from Eclipse for RT-led PerFraction QA, including the key eligibility criteria for inclusion, the process for evaluating field sizes to allow for RT-led QA using PerFraction, the process of exporting plans from Eclipse to PerFraction, and a brief overview of the planning check assessment line item that triggers the PerFraction IQ script workflow. Evaluating plan suitability. As we've discussed previously, planners need to evaluate the plan for RT-led PerFraction suitability. In addition to ensuring the plan only contains beam types and LINAC models approved for RT-led PerFraction QA, planners also need to evaluate the field length for suitability for PerFraction acquisition, given long fields may not fit on the EPID device used to capture the data. This is dependent on the model of LINAC used to acquire the PerFraction data, and so it will vary from practice to practice. To determine which beam types and LINAC models are approved for RT-led PerFraction at ROA, please refer to your local documentation. The procedure for evaluating beam field size will be discussed in the next part of this presentation. Any plans with non-validated beam types or plans with field sizes too large for PerFraction QA should automatically progress to ArcCheck by creating the Ready for Physics QA QCL item. This will automatically be triggered when any QA type other than PerFraction is chosen as part of the planning assessment. So let's look at the workflow for exporting to PerFraction. The first question we need to ask is, does the plan have fields that are unapproved for PerFraction? If the answer to this question is yes, we need to proceed to ArcCheck and create the Ready for Physics QA QCL from the planning assessment. If the answer to the question, does the plan have fields unapproved for PerFraction, is no, the plan needs to be evaluated for field sizes too large to fit on the EPID. If all beams fit within the EPID, the plan can proceed to export to PerFraction. If the plan has field sizes which are too large to fit on the specific LINAC EPID, then this patient needs to proceed to ArcCheck, and again we need to create the Ready for Physics QA QCL from the planning assessment. It needs to be confirmed that all fields or arcs will fit onto the EPID of the specific linear accelerator before exporting the plan to PerFraction. To do this check, the patient's plan is exported to a verification patient with accompanying verification structure set. These structures show the size of each EPID specific to the linear accelerator type. To commence this process, select Create Verification Plan from the Planning drop-down menu and select the course. The Select Verification Method window will open. Click on Phantom or Structure Set as the verification method. Under Verification Structure Set, click Select. The patient structure set will open, but to access the verification phantom, select Change Patient and the Object Explorer window will open, and search for Patient ID PerFraction, Last Name Water, First Name PerFraction, and once you've found the patient, click Open. The Water Phantom structure set needs to be selected from within the verification patient. Select the structure set and then click OK. The Select Verification Method window will pop up, and select Phantom or Structure Set and then click Next. The true beam and unique contours demonstrate the actual size of the EPID panel for each machine type. This will allow you to see whether the fields from the patient's plan fit into the EPID area or if the patient needs to proceed to ArcCheck. In the Select Geometry Parameter window, the gantry and couch positions are set to 0 and then click Next. In the Select Field Parameters window, place all fields into the same verification plan and then click Next. Click Finish and the verification plans will be created. When viewed in the frontal plane, the verification plan will look like this, and let's define what each structure is on the image. The orange contour represents the extent of the true beam EPID panel. The purple contour represents the extent of the unique EPID panel. The yellow rectangles, highlighted by the yellow arrow, are the X and Y jaw positions. And finally, the lines within the yellow rectangles are the projection of the MLC, which is shaping the VMAT or IMRT beam. We are not concerned with the position of the field jaws, and it is only the MLC projection that matters. The MLC will open and close during the PerFraction acquisition and deliver radiation to the EPID, but the jaw position will not affect how the radiation is delivered to the EPID. If we ignore the jaw position and look only at the MLC projection in the orange tree beam contour, we can see that the MLC, which is highlighted by the green arrow, fits entirely within the orange contour. The yellow arrow indicates the field size extends past the EPID contour, but this is acceptable as the MLC projection is contained within the orange contour. This plan could be exported to PerFraction for RT-led QA. However, when we consider the same situation using the unique LINAC, we can see that the MLC extends outside of the purple contour at the blue arrow. This plan, with this beam arrangement, could not have RT-led QA using PerFraction on the unique LINAC, and it would need to proceed to physics-led QA using the arc check. Exporting a plan from Eclipse to PerFraction. When you are ready to export the plan from Eclipse, confirm that the beam type and LINAC model is eligible for RT-led PerFraction QA as per the PerFraction availability document. The field will fit on the LINAC-specific EPID. The field names and field IDs are unique to avoid any conflicts in PerFraction software. It's suggested that you export the plan to Mosaic before you export it to PerFraction, as Mosaic will notify you if the field ID already exists on another field. However, Mosaic won't notify you of a field name conflict, so please make sure you double check this carefully. If conflicts do exist, do not import the plan, return to Eclipse, and change the details before re-exporting and importing into Mosaic. Once it's been confirmed that all plans are suitable for PerFraction by using the method previously described, the plan needs to be exported. Select File, Export, Wizard. Under the Export object, select the plan and click Next. In the Export Wizard, Plan Export Details window, select Include Structure Set, Include Reference Images, ensure field doses and absolute doses are checked, and then click Next. In the next window, select SNC PerFraction and then click Next. The Errors and Warnings window will appear, and any warnings or errors need to be considered and possibly corrected before proceeding. When this is complete, click Finish. The dialog box All Objects Saved Successfully should appear, and then click OK. Mosaic Planning Check Assessments. Each state's planning assessment is slightly different. However, all will contain a similar line item relating to the QA type required, and selecting PerFraction from the drop-down menu will trigger the Ready for PerFraction QA QCL item for RT-led PerFraction QA. Any other selection will trigger the Ready for Physics QA QCL. Once you've completed the planning assessment, you will need to open the resulting QCL, irrespective of the type, and change the date and time to match the new case start date and time. And this allows for the treatment staff or physics staff to triage the QA list accordingly. If there is any further information you wish to provide the treatment staff, please enter this in the comments section. Cases starting within the next 2 hours can also have the priority item ticked. However, it's recommended that you follow this up with verbal communication directly with your local PerFraction coordinator to ensure the QA is completed on time. This concludes the Eclipse to PerFraction plan export for New South Wales, and you are now ready to take a short quiz in My Learning Hub to validate your understanding.